Hey there. This is author Shannon Reber. That's me. And well, my friend who does the podcast with me, unfortunately, is sick today. So all you will hear today is me. Well, see too, but sorry about that. It's a humid day, so the hair is a disaster. Don't judge me, please. Judge the humidity. Anyways, this week, let's see. I I was thinking that I would be announcing sometime this week, well, last week actually, that my latest box set would be out. But unfortunately, ACX has decided to take their dear sweet time with that. Oh, how I love when that happens. It was the time range that they give you is uh, 10 days, and it was submitted on June 20th. And well, that's been more than 10 days. So, oh dear, they don't know how to count. But it will somehow, some way, hopefully soon be out. So keep an eye out for it. It's the Through the Mist series. It's the first five um, short stories plus a bonus scene that is only available on the audiobook. So if you don't listen to the audiobook, you won't know what's coming. Oh. So yeah, and my narrator is Brandy Balefire. She is amazing, and I'm just really, really excited to have this out there. It's a lot of fun. The story is far less dark than it originally was, which its original version was disturbingly dark. Yeah. But it's that way anymore, and it's one of those mysteries that I personally enjoy. It's got something of everything. You've got romance, you've got mystery, you've got uh, fantastical creatures, you have gods, you have myths, you have legends. Ah, it's my favorite thing. I really hope you will look it up. It, like I said, it's Through the Mist, and the box set, oh, maybe this week. Cross your fingers that it'll be out this week. But let's see. I got this idea. Oh, probably a month ago or so, to do an interview style book. And I was kind of excited about it, but I have these ideas a lot. It's just a random thing that pops into my head. I jot down a couple of notes of things I don't want to forget. Names. I always pick names. I um well, I might have started writing that today. I know I should be focused on book 6 of the Through the Mist series, or book 3 of the Lightbearer trilogy, or book 10 in the Madison Myers series, or any of the other series that I should have completed by now. I know, but that's just the way my brain works. So you're just going to have to deal. So, um, with all of that, I've got the bookshop. We've got the Arts and Crafts Festival in my town. Is at the end of this month, and my authors and I are doing a local author booth. So I'm so excited about that and so nervous. And I don't know if I should order more books, or I mean, the last event that we did, I sold 2 books, and it was really disheartening. So, I'm afraid that if I buy books and if I spend the money, it's just gonna be a waste. But it's not really a waste, because having books in stock is always good. I don't know. I I just I'll figure it out later, I guess. But, yeah, just I if you're in the Buffalo, New York, Erie, Pennsylvania area. My town is Westfield, New York. It's so cute. It's right on the shore of Lake Erie, and our arts and crafts festival is there's handmade handmade stuff, arts and crafts, but there's also now books, and we're showcasing our bookshop, and I'm really really hopeful that it will draw people's attention to the shop because we really really need the attention. Yeah. So anyways, the whole point of the starting our podcast a while ago, whenever that was, um yeah, 2 years, I think. Oh my goodness, I think it has been 2 years that 2 years ago that Ryan and I started the podcast, and now it's just me apparently. I'm terribly sorry, please forgive me. um but the whole point was reviewing books, and I decided to review a book. Oh. I've read several that I very much enjoyed recently, and I let's see, um, shoot. Oh, a lady from my dad's church recommended a book to me called The Rowan. And I'm not usually a sci-fi person, but it was a lot of fun. It's the first book, and I believe it's a five-book series, and uh, there's they have psychic type powers, but it's also telekinesis and shoot, a hive mind type situation, and it's interesting, and I was able to find book 1 on, the, Prime. No, shoot. I can never remember the name of it. I have no idea why I have a mental block about it, but, the Audible, Plus, Audible Plus, there! How can I not remember Plus? Anyways, on Audible Plus, I found The Rowan, and I was looking for book 2, um, but unfortunately, I couldn't find book 2, but I did find book 3. So I don't know if I should read book 3 before I read book 2. Oh, it's a conundrum. But I don't have another credit to use, and why I might have gotten 3 extra credits last month, and yeah, I have a problem. It's not a problem though because it's kind of wonderful, and I've gotten a lot of really good books, and I'm really excited about them. Okay, so anyways, The Rowan, I would give it probably 4.5 stars, out of 5, I mean. So since Ryan and I usually did out of 10, I'll give it 8.5, 8.5, or 8.675 stars. I will give it that. And I I do recommend it. It's a really fun sci-fi book and series. Hopefully, I think I'll read the series. Um, and then I found again on the Plus catalog, I found it's called Desdemona. The author is, hold on a second, I can't read his name. Uh, the author's name is Ben something or other. Hold on. Ben, Ben. Yeah, I can't read it. Sorry. Um, but I'm fairly certain that that's the only book out there called Desdemona. So if you find that book with an author whose name is Ben, unless that's not a Ben. Oh my goodness, that might not be Ben. Nope, that is a Ben. and it starts with an M. Okay, so, Desdemona, it's, you start out the book with this guy who doesn't want his name to be used. His name is Jordan. But, his you start out the book with thinking he's a teenager. He's not a teenager, and it ends really heartbreakingly, yet interestingly, and I very much want to read the next book. I absolutely recommend this. It is demons and uh, other fantasy creatures, and it is so good. I yeah, I would. I I'd probably give it like 9.862 stars. It's really that good. And yeah, so Desdemona, Ben something or other. Um Absolutely recommend. Let's see. What did I read next? Oh, I found this one that was listed on TikTok and well, I don't know that I would recommend it. It's The Never King, and basically it's basically erotica that has to do with Peter Pan. But Peter Pan is not the good kid that he is in the stories. He's a man, and he's not a good kid. And he was apparently the villain. Maybe all along. I'm not 100% positive, but I can't say that I recommend it. I'm a little disturbed that, but I only have 19 minutes left in the book, and I do wanna know how it ends, but I'm not gonna read further. It's just not my thing. But yeah, if you like erotica and you like things along that line, it's maybe it's for you. So good luck. Yeah. Anyways, the next one that I found was from Blood and Ash. That is like epic fantasy. It's medieval-ish, but it's not written in Old English type writing. But it's a different land where like uh let's see. The main character has the ability to feel someone else's pain and to change their emotions. Like, yeah, I'm not that far into it, but I'm really enjoying it. I, I was a little ticked off because I Googled epic, no, I didn't Google epic fantasy. I Googled urban fantasy, and for some reason, the books that came up were all epic. And I found that kind of annoying because I was more in the mood for urban fantasy and I ended up with something I wasn't expecting, but it actually is really, really good, and I'm very much enjoying it, and I, as of now, very much recommend it. Um, yeah, so I don't know how far in I am though. Uh, I'm maybe 10 chapters in. I'm not 100% sure how far, but it is definitely worth reading. Um, Yeah, I found another that is, zombie apocalypse. Shocker, because that is kinda my go-to sometimes, maybe just a little bit. Um, but the guy's name is Daniel Green, and, it's the, narrator has a very, very deep voice, and, he is pretty darn good. Like, the female voices are not my favorite, but he doesn't do a bad job. Um, but yeah, it's the Mark Steele is the main character, and he's a counter terrorist agent. and that's book one. But I hated him in book one, and I'm still not his biggest fan in book two. But I still wanna know how the story ends, and he's not the only character whose point of view the book is written in, so, I mean, you get a break from him, but it for a zombie apocalypse book, it's pretty good, but I would say, like, maybe 6 out of 10 stars. I I'm still gonna finish, and, if I can find the rest of the series. I think there's 6 books in the series. But I have book 3. I might end up getting 4, 5, and 6. Maybe. I don't know if I'm bored. But like I said, I really do wanna know how it ends, and, it's the kind of book where instead of, it's just everybody's dying, and there's no solution, they have scientists working on, creating a vaccine kinda thing. So, I mean, that's something that I enjoy. um, rather than just you deal with it because the undead are turning everyone, and there's no hope. I like hope is good sometimes. Eh. Occasionally. But I also got book 4 in wait, is it 4 or is it 5? I don't remember. um but it is the Technomancer series. This book is it's post-apocalypse, but this is let's see, humans took a the chunk of the cross after Jesus was well, crucified. They took the chunk of the cross and they basically cloned Jesus. And by doing this, God abandoned the world because he was sick and tired of us, and the demons took over. So it's a demon apocalypse book. But like there's a lot of different twists, and it's it's pretty darn good. I don't remember if I'm on book 4 or 5, but I think I have the last book in the series. I think it's the last. Um but I have enjoyed it, and I've been frustrated because that's the way it goes when you have the demon apocalypse going on and you have morally gray characters, and you're not really sure who to root for, kind of thing. But yeah, it's definitely worth reading. The Technomancer is. Hold on. I think it's M.K. Gibson is the author's name, I think. Uh yeah, M.K. Gibson. Yep. Um let's see. But there was oh yeah. I found this box set, which is I love getting box sets. They make me very happy. So I was kind of excited to find urban fantasy in a box set. I don't know how many books it is. I think it might be, I can't see the picture. Um, but it is the Hunter Circle series. Um, it's how do I put this? It's like a B movie. Um, but it's a fun B movie, and I am enjoying it. But it's a book that, well, a series because it's like 30 hours long. So, yeah. Um, uh, it's Well, it's demons as well. Man, I have a lot of demons in my, reading repertoire. I don't know why that is. But, uh, so I'm on book 2, and, I mean, It's one of those books that I enjoy listening to, while I'm working out, but, it's not one it's not one that I would necessarily pick, like, for traveling. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but, uh, listening to it while I'm, going for a walk or whatever, has been pretty fun, and I mean, it's like 2 hours at a time that you're listening to this book, and it it's definitely worth listening to, maybe, possibly. I'm pretty ticked off at the 2 main characters, at both of them. They're both just anyways, Hunter Circles, I I mean, for a B-movie type, book series, um, it's probably like 6 out of 10 stars, but, as a book, uh, I I might say 5, possibly 5. Maybe. I don't know, but I haven't finished it. It's possible, it's gonna pick up and, the, obnoxious things about the characters will be resolved, maybe. Um, I don't I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in either main character at this point. It switches back and forth between, Kristen and oh shoot, now I forgot his name. And Dude, and I don't like Dude. Dude is he's just not my favorite person, and if I knew him in real life, I would not wanna know him in real life. Then I started, I took a road trip with my dad, to, Missouri, and, on our way back, we started listening to, The Call of Chaos, and that's by Sean R. Fraser, one of my favorite people, just in case you were curious. And it is so much fun, and it's hilarious because the narrator is very Canadian. It's just so much fun with it's epic fantasy, and it's just so funny to hear the Canadian dude reading the, epic fantasy, but I he does a good job, and he has an awesome singing voice, actually. Um, but, he's a good reader, but, Sean told me that, I believe it's book 4, he's gonna have to get a different narrator because he lost his narrator. I mean, 3 books in, and you have to change narrators, it's so bad. But, Sean might be, uh, narrating book 4 himself, so maybe he can do a Canadian accent just to keep things going. But yeah, I am on book 2 of that one. I believe it's called The Coming Storm, I think. Yes, The Coming Storm, Sean R. Fraser. I do recommend it. There's orcs and there's elves and there's evil master plans and yeah, it's a lot of fun and I'm very much enjoying it. Let's see. Man, I have read a lot of books recently. um There are a few others that oh my goodness. Okay, so, my favorite author, b she's my favorite young adult author, but she might be my favorite, all-around author. It really just depends on the day for me. But her name is Rachel Morgan, and, she has this series called, the Creepy Hollow series. So you start out with Violet has the first trilogy, and Violet has her own little adventure, and then in the second trilogy, you have Calla, uh, who is one of the main characters' younger sister. So you have how do I put this? Man, I'm not explaining this well. You have, 3 different trilogies, where all of the characters, stay with you the entire time. So, Violet is in, Kalla's trilogy, and, then Kalla is also in the, 3rd trilogy, which is, Violet and Kalla both are in the 3rd trilogy, and it however the heck you describe this, which I have no idea how to describe this. And yeah, sorry, that's the emergency alarm for my town because apparently they don't know what a beeper is or a text on your phone. But yeah, we have to deal with that anytime somebody dials 911. Oh, the joys of small town living. But um, uh, there is another trilogy that takes place in the same world, uh, but it's not. I believe that one of the characters listed is Kala, but she isn't actually part of the story yet. But the book is called "From Storm and Shadow," and it is. Rachel Morgan is the author, and it is so good, but, see, I have this horrible fear that something is going to happen to one of the characters because I've read all 3 trilogies from the Creepy Hollow world, and something always happens to one of the characters, and either he turns evil or, oh, yeah, oh, it's so I if something happens to this character, I'm writing strongly worded letters to Rachel Morgan. That's all there is to it. Um, but it's book 1 in the trilogy, and now I have to wait, for books 2 and 3, and, I really hope Rachel Morgan isn't like me and gets distracted and, then goes and writes something different, because I have to know what happens. I have to know. So, from Storm and Shadow, Rachel Morgan, so worth reading. But yeah, pretty much anything by Rachel Morgan is so worth reading. Uh, yeah, I'm a big fan. I don't know if you can tell by the weird face. Let's see, what else did I have? Uh, I got another book which I haven't started yet. I have every intention of starting, but now I can't find it. Shoot. All right, well, it's in my list. But I got another one of short stories. I have a lot of books. I don't know if you can tell, and I can't read just one book at a time. It just doesn't work for me. I it's all about mood. So depending on my mood, and yes, my mood does change a lot. So yeah, I let's just read books. This is the whole point of my long ramble about all the books that I've read and all the stars that I've given. Oh, yeah, Rachel Morgan, I give her a 10 out of 10 stars almost every time. Um yeah, anyways, Rachel Morgan, read her books. That's the moral of this little story right here. But yeah, I read a lot of books. I like to use them as an escape from reality because, well, reality sucks, and I prefer fantasy. And yes, I do know what's going on usually in the world. I don't want to spend all my time letting the world get me down. So I write books that allow me to get away. And I hope that they will allow someone else to get away as well. So I also read books to get away. So This is why I've read so many books recently because, yeah, I'm tired of dealing with this. So, the book that I started working on today, which I intended to work on book 6 in the Through the Mist series, because I'm almost done with the editing. It's the first round of editing. There will be at least 3 other rounds, and then it'll go through a beta reader, and yeah, it needs help, and I needed a break. So I started, it's like an interview type story. Um, so I'm not sure how to tell you this without too many spoilers, but the character that is being interviewed about is she's an actress, and she's a Broadway type actress, but she's also done a couple of movies, and she's a well-known figure in this world. Um, but something fantasy, mythical, happens, and people are being interviewed about this situation, and I've never written anything like this before, so I'm a little nervous, a little, but I'm excited just because it is new, and I really hope it turns out. So, I don't know what to call it yet. I haven't figured that out. There's a lot I haven't figured out, but that through the mist. Oh yeah. Through the labyrinth is what I started calling book 6 in the Through the Mist series, and I love that name. So that should be out sometime soon. But the unnamed book could be out sometime this summer as well. And book 10 in the Madison Meyer series could be out, should be out sometime this year. I don't know exactly when, but I have a lot that I'm working on, and I really hope you stay tuned. I I hope you read my stuff. So and read other stuff too. I mean, the books that I've read recently have been amazing, and I like I said with the crap that's going on in the world, reading makes life better. So check it out. Let me know what you think of my stuff, and stay tuned, stay in touch, read books. Yeah, all right, I'm shutting up. All right.